Brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Ratko Mladić. Ratko Mladić is a former Bosnian Serb military leader accused of committing war crimes, crimes against humanity and genocide by the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia. On the 31st of May 2011, Mladić was extradited to The Hague, where he was processed at the detention center that holds suspects for the ICTY. His trial formally began in The Hague on the 16th of May 2012. A longtime member of the League of Communists of Yugoslavia, Mladić began his career in the Yugoslav People's Army in 1965. He came to prominence in the Yugoslav Wars, initially as a high-ranking officer of the Yugoslav People's Army, and subsequently as the Chief of Staff of the Army of Republika Srpska in the Bosnian War of 1992–1995. In 1995, he was indicted by the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia for genocide, war crimes and crimes against humanity. As the top military general with command responsibility, Mladić was accused by the ICTY of being responsible for the Siege of Sarajevo and the Srebrenica massacre. He has often been referred to by Western media as the Butcher of Bosnia, a title also sometimes applied to Radovan Karadzic, the former president of Republika Srpska. In July 1996, the trial chamber of the ICTY, proceeding in the absence of Mladić under the ICTY's Rule 61, confirmed all counts of the original indictments, finding there were reasonable grounds to believe he had committed the alleged crimes, and issued an international arrest warrant. The Serbian and United States governments offered €5 million for information leading to Mladić's capture and arrest. In October 2010, Serbia intensified the hunt by increasing the reward for Mladić's capture from €5 million to €10 million. Mladić nevertheless managed to remain at large for nearly 16 years, initially sheltered by Serbian and Bosnian Serb security forces and later by family. On 26 May 2011, he was arrested in Lazarevo, Serbia. His capture was considered to be one of the preconditions for Serbia being awarded candidate status for European Union membership. Early life and military career. Mladić was born in Bosanovići, Kalinović, Herzegovina on 12 March 1943. His father Nida was a member of the Yugoslav partisans. His mother, Stana, raised her 3 children, daughter Milica, sons Ratko and Milivoje, by herself after the death of her husband in 1945 during World War II. Bosnia and Herzegovina was, at the time, part of the independent state of Croatia, a fascist puppet state led by the Croatian Ustase between 1941 and 1945, created after Nazi Germany and Fascist Italy invaded and partitioned the Kingdom of Yugoslavia in 1941. Mladić's father Nida was killed, on Ratko's 3rd birthday, in action while leading a partisan attack on the home village of Ustase's leader Ante Pavelić in 1945. Upon finishing elementary school, Mladić worked in Sarajevo as a whitesmith for the Tito Company. He entered the military industry school in Zemun in 1961, and then went on to the KOV Military Academy, and then the Officers Academy. Upon his graduating on 27 September 1965, he began his career in the Yugoslav Army. The same year, he joined the League of Communists of Yugoslavia, remaining a member until the party disintegrated in 1990. He began his first post as an officer in Skopje on 4 November 1965, where he was the youngest soldier in the unit which he commanded. Beginning with the rank of 2nd lieutenant, he proved himself to be a capable officer, first commanding a platoon, then a battalion, and then a brigade. In September 1976, he began his higher military education at the Komandno Stabna Akademic in Belgrade, finishing in first place with a grade of 9.57. On 25 December 1980, he became a lieutenant colonel, and on 18 August 1986 he became a colonel, based in Stip. He finished an additional year of military education in September 1986. On the 31st of January 1989, he was promoted to the post of head of the Education Department of the 3rd Military District of Skopje. On the 14th of January 1991, he was promoted again to deputy commander in Pristina. Role in the Yugoslav Wars. In June 1991, Mladić was promoted to deputy commander of the Pristina Corps in the Socialist Autonomous Province of Kosovo. At a time of high tension between Kosovan Serbs and Kosovo's majority Albanian population. That year, Mladić was given command of the 9th Corps, and led this formation against Croatian forces in Nin, the capital of the self-declared Republic of Serbian Krajina. On 4 October 1991, he was promoted to Major General. The JNA forces under his command participated in the Croatian War, notably during Operation Kos 91 in an attempt to cut off Dalmatia from the rest of Croatia, which resulted in a stalemate. Among other early operations, Mladić aided Milan Martic's militia in the 1991 Siege of Sarajevo. On 24 April 1992, Mladić was promoted to the rank of Lieutenant Colonel General. On 2 May 1992, 1 month after Bosnia and Herzegovina's declaration of independence, Mladić and his generals blockaded the city of Sarajevo, shutting off all traffic in and out of the city, as well as water and electricity. This began the 4-year Siege of Sarajevo, the longest siege in the history of modern warfare. The city was bombarded with shells and sniper shooting. On 9 May 1992, he assumed the post of Chief of Staff, Deputy Commander of the 2nd Military District Headquarters of the JNA in Sarajevo. The next day, Mladić assumed the command of the 2nd Military District Headquarters of the JNA. On 12 May 1992, in response to Bosnia's secession from Yugoslavia, the Bosnian Serb parliament voted to create the Army of Republika Srpska. At the same time, Mladić was appointed commander of the main staff of the VRS, a position he held until December 1996. In May 1992, after the withdrawal of JNA forces from Bosnia, the JNA 2nd Military District became the nucleus of the main staff of the VRS. On 24 June 1994, he was promoted to the rank of Colonel General over approximately 80,000 troops stationed in the area. In July 1995, troops commanded by Mladić, harried by NATO airstrikes intended to force compliance with a UN ultimatum to remove heavy weapons from the Sarajevo area, overran and occupied the UN-safe areas of Srebrenica and Zepa. At Srebrenica, over 40,000 Bosniaks who had sought safety there were expelled. An estimated 8,300 were murdered, allegedly on Mladić's order. On 4 August 1995, with a huge Croatian military force poised to attack the Serb-held region in central Croatia, Radovan Karadzic announced he was removing Mladić from his post, and assuming personal command of the VRS himself. Karadzic blamed Mladić for the loss of 2 key Serb towns in western Bosnia that had recently fallen to the Croatian army, and he used the loss of the towns as an excuse to announce his surprising changes in the command structure. Mladić was demoted to an advisor. He refused to go quietly, claiming the support of both the Bosnian Serb military, as well as the people. Karadzic countered by denouncing Mladić as a madman and attempting to remove his political rank. But Mladić's obvious popular support forced Karadzic to rescind his order on the 11th of August. On the 8th of November 1996, the president of the Bosnian Serb Republic, Biljana Plavšić, dismissed Mladić from his post. He continued to receive a pension until November 2005. Thank you for watching. Brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Please like and subscribe below. Please like and subscribe below.